The girl had hated her husband and son for 5 years because of a misunderstanding, but 1 week ago she was shocked to discover that the misunderstanding had nothing to do with her husband at all. So she rushed back home after being away on business for 2 years, and her husband still loved her just as much as before. But after spending a day with his wife, he realized she seemed like a completely different person. She not only started enjoying the breakfast he made, but even took the initiative to invite him to lunch. The husband happily waited until noon, but she still did not show up. Just when he thought she was not coming, his wife suddenly knocked on the door and walked into his office. The husband was instantly overwhelmed with surprise and joy. He immediately looked as hurt as a little child, and his wife could see how upset he was. So she took the initiative to give him a gift. The husband was overjoyed when he saw it. When he opened it, he found a necktie inside. It was the first gift his wife had ever given him in 5 years of marriage. The very next second he took off his own tie, and asked his wife if she could put the new one on him right away. But she awkwardly turned him down at first, because in the past she had learned how to cook and tie a tie for her ex-boyfriend. But now she did not even know how to tie one for her own husband. Seeing how disappointed he looked, she finally decided to help him put on the tie herself. At that moment he stood in front of her like a child. It was the first time they had been this close in 5 years of marriage. In the end, the wife said she wanted to eat in the employee cafeteria, so her husband held her hand and took her to the company cafeteria. When she saw that every dish he brought was her favorite, she immediately went to get all of his favorite foods as well. Later she rested alone in her husband's office, while he worked and quietly watched the woman he loved. When he noticed that she had fallen asleep on the couch, he quickly covered her with a blanket. Then he crouched beside her and silently watched her sleep. 2 hours later she woke up on the couch. The husband immediately stopped working and poured her a glass of water. She told him he did not need to stay with her and could go back to work, but he said he had already finished everything, so she leaned her head directly on his shoulder. At that moment the husband was completely stunned by her change. He even pinched himself to make sure he was not dreaming. He realized that his wife was truly getting closer to him. Then she slowly leaned toward him and prepared to kiss him, but a sudden phone call interrupted them. When they learned that their son had gotten into a fight at school, the wife immediately became furious. The husband quickly explained that their son had always been well behaved, and that he had raised him properly. But the wife said she trusted their son completely, and she also trusted that her husband had done a good job raising him. If you want to watch part 3 of this story, please like and subscribe to my channel.